Hey everybody, this is Mike again from Double Play Sounds coming at you with another unboxing video. Today we're looking at the Procool rack fan. So Procool is a really interesting company out of the States. They build all their stuff in-house. They make custom fans for different applications. They do modular stuff, they do rack mount stuff, they do single fans on their own. They have high output and silent fans, which is what we have today for the studio application. And you can actually choose whether you want an intake or exhaust model for everything. So the intake being the model that pulls air into the rack, and the exhaust would pull air out of the rack. So if you use the two together, you get a really nice, properly functioning ventilation system. So that's what I did. I got the intake ones on the front and the exhaust fans on the back. They're actually these 2U wide modular units, and the SX440 is just a single U that goes in the front. That's the intake. All right, so let's get right to the unboxing. So first thing we have is the power supply. The cool thing about the PC180s, the modular units, is that you don't actually need a power supply for every single one of them. They have a really cool power tethering feature, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a bit. So this is the first one of that kind, the first PC180. So as I said, it's 2U wide, and I'm going to be putting these in the back of the rack because that's where, the way my desk is designed, the racks actually rise up above the desk and the heat will rise naturally. So this way, these are the exhaust fans that I chose, and they can go in the back and they don't take up as much space, which is why I got the 1U unit for the front, because it looks a little bit cleaner and I didn't want to take up too much space for other gear. And that brings me to my next point, which I've added some more gear. As you guys saw, I had the AP529 just going the other day, and that unit creates a significant amount of heat just due to its size and all the transformers and whatnot. So I found that the gear was getting a little bit warm for my liking. I don't have a massive heat problem or anything like that, but just found that it was becoming enough that I felt like it was a good investment to make just to be on the safe side. And that's the power supply for the first one there. And you can see there's another power supply in the box. Now I'm opening this one here. You're going to notice this one actually has a switch, and I actually chose that to be the case, one without the switch and one with, because this is going to be the one powering the other unit, and I wouldn't be able to reach the switch on the other one anyways, just because of where my desk is. It's harder to get back there on the right side. So at least this one will be on the left side where I can access it to flick it on to power that one. And I actually chose for the switch to be red, which is pretty cool. You can choose red or blue, so you get a little bit of customization there. And here we have it, guys. So it looks really clean. The metal's pretty solid. All the wiring is done nicely. You can see there's actually a little temperature probe in there. I forgot to mention these particular fans are actually 2 speeds, and they're dependent on temperature. So open up this one as well. Yeah, looks really good, guys. The design is fairly simple, but it's still well done nonetheless. Pretty impressed with it. These are a little bit pricey, but I didn't mind investing in that since the studio gear is a larger investment, and this is protecting that. And here's the one I was actually most excited about, the SX440. This one's got 4 fans on the front. Yeah, this is a really cool unit. So this has 4 of their mini fans, which are the SX40s. And these are supposed to be some of their quietest fans. Like I said, they have other ones that are a little bit more high output, but they're going to be a little bit louder. That's the trade-off. And I decided to have this guy in the front because it only takes up 1U. It's pretty sleek looking, and most of the air will be coming in through this, and I'd rather have more air as much as possible coming in from the front, because that's where less of the heat is. Like I said, the rack at the bottom is going to be closer to the front than the back, which is higher up, which you guys will see in the installation video. It'll make a little bit more sense. But yeah, that'll just sit real nice on the front of the rack and pull as much cool air in as possible. So we'll put that down. And here's just another power supply. Like I said, you can use this, or you can just have one of the fans tethered to something else. And I noticed they all have that female input if you want to do that with any of their units. All right, guys, and that concludes the unboxing. Thanks for checking this out, and please stay tuned shortly as we're going to be showing you a quick demo of the installation and how I'm applying them in my studio. Alright everybody, so that concludes our unboxing and installation video. Everything's set up the way I wanted it to. It's all situated in the same spots I planned, and in that regard everything worked out really smoothly. The fans are quite quiet. The ones on the front, the SX440s, are loud enough that if you have a mic here like I do, you would probably be wise to use a noise gate. Otherwise it's nothing too significant and you can turn them off when you don't need them. The ones on the back, again, are controlled by a temperature probe, so those won't always be running at full speed as long as it doesn't get too hot in there. And it's pulling in a good amount of air. You can definitely feel the inside of this 500 series chassis is staying very cool to the touch after they've been running for a little while. The only issue I ran into was the tether cables for the power on the back PC180s, the modular ones, wasn't long enough to reach each other. So I actually ended up having to use that extra power supply that was included with the one that didn't have the switch as well. Which is fine. I don't mind running that one all the time and just manually unplugging it from the wall when I don't want to use it. And other than that, it's a 5 out of 5 from me. I would definitely recommend this to anybody running them for this kind of application in a studio, or if you want to do something for a server or a custom PC setup. These would definitely be some quality fans to look at. Thanks to everybody who checked out this video today. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and leave some feedback in the comment sections, as well as subscribe, as we plan to be doing many more of these kinds of videos, as well as drone tutorials. Thanks and take care.